Fifers arriving. Welcome to the Fifers DD991 podcast. I'm Rocky, that's Gilly, Thumb for Actual, and Mick. And it's episode 80, and we're going to talk about whatever we want to talk about. And to start this off, Gilly's going to start off with something he wants to show us.
I was doom scrolling last night on Reels. I ran across something that I would not even try with fucking food right here. This is too weird for fucking me.
No, watch.
If I'm saying that, if it's bad.
Watch, it's going to be something I'll eat.
Probably.
What the fuck? No.
Gatorade burgers, just boil your burger patties in Gatorade for 15 minutes so they soak up all those electrolytes and add them to buns. This is my go-to summer meal and the best hydration hack. You have to try this.
And what the fuck is going on here?
Let's make Gatorade burgers. Just boil your burger patties in Gatorade for...
See what
I'm with you, brother.
That's too fucking weird for me. No. God damn.
That's fucking gross. That's just straight up gross.
That's hilarious.
Oh, boy.
Oh, hell yeah. I mean,
Who the fuck?
come on. I mean, that's just, oh my God.
That's not right.
No. I mean, I'm trying a lot of fucking weird combinations, but not that. No.
Well, I get weird combinations, like, back when they did the whole Twilight Zone movie and the kid wanted peanut butter on his hamburgers and everyone in 1989 was like, gross. And now it's like, this shit ain't bad, Like, I understand how you put some weird shit together that ends up being all right.
Actually, here in the Midwest, since the 50s, they've been doing it here.
I'm just saying, it's not one of those things that works.
What, doing what?
Peanut butter on the hamburgers. We've been doing that since the 50s.
Yeah. That's an actual thing. Yeah, if you go to there's
for the East Coast, but for people on the East Coast, that's a weird combination right there.
Yeah, there's a restaurant here called Steel Plow, and they have one of those, and then like a peanut butter burger, and there's I think Red Robin has one too. I'm not sure.
Yeah, see, ours was always Goober Burgers here in mid-Missouri.
Yeah, there's a couple local places that do the burger with peanut butter.
And bananas too.
Huh?
And bananas too.
Well, like peanut butter and bananas?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That's
on the burger too, with bacon too.
I've never done a banana on the burger, but
it's pretty good. You put some bacon on there, perfect.
With the peanut butter and the banana?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bacon goes with peanut butter. Bacon does. I'm telling you. If you never tried it, try
it. Well, I mean, goes on a maple bar. Peanut butter ain't too far of a stretch from there.
Yep. People put fucking
donuts, the maple and bacon donuts. Oh my goodness, those things.
Yeah. So I'm getting So I was gonna say those are fucking awesome.
Yeah, for many years I resisted maple breakfast meat, and last probably 5 years or so I've been using it. And I see it. Especially that maple sausage with the breakfast sandwiches I make with the maple syrup and the sausage and all that. Hell yeah!
Now I got another one. This is a fucking weird take on pizza.
Oh God, am I gonna get angry?
Probably.
But then again, pineapple makes me angry. So okay, bomb
pizza, and it's supposed to be $100. That don't look like butter. Was that lighter fluid? And he set it on fire. Okay, I want my money back. I want to speak to the manager, and I need somebody to meet me in the parking lot because we about to fight. I could have took this $100 and had so many hot and readies. And before you say Little Caesars tastes like cardboard, this looks like cardboard. This looks like Play-Doh that's been around since the 1800s. Why is it got a dome on it? Why did you set it on fire? Was it not cooked when you brought it to my table? Why does he have a pair of scissors? I have too many questions before this meal. Why it's loose like that? Like what you got going on? Oh, that's nasty. This man just pulled a turtle shell off. I know you fucking lying. You ain't finna sit here and tell me that's pizza. That
don't even look right.
That's diabolical. That's evil. Him with these scissors. I'm gonna put these scissors somewhere the sun don't shine in a minute. Cause what the hell? If it ain't two women that like women, I don't want to hear nothing about no damn scissors at my dinner table. Is that supposed to be cheese? What topping is that supposed to be? That's supposed to be crust?
Looks
They're
like
like the world's dirtiest brown paper bag.
Yeah.
I wish somebody would put that camera down. I'm taking no video and picture this shit. I want to fight everybody.
That's gross.
Yeah,
That doesn't look
those
right.
like cranberries or what the hell was that with like shriveled fruit of some kind? Like what the hell was that on it?
Probably like a
Oh, no.
tomato, like a fire roasted tomato almost,
Yeah.
but I don't know.
But the pizza dough looks fucking great.
Yeah, that looked gross.
I'm not
No.
angry. I'm just disappointed.
I mean, anybody spends $100 on that is a fucking idiot in my book, right there.
You know what I really miss? This is something
What?
for us old guys. Remember back in the day in the late 80s when Pizza Hut came out with the Priazzo
Yeah.
and it was like that freaking thick?
Yep.
That's some shit they need to bring back.
And the Keebler Elf pizzeria chips.
Yes. Pizzerias, hell yeah.
I'm working on the fucking. I'm working on a recipe for those too.
Yeah.
And stuff. Oh yeah, but you gotta have the tomato powder to do it.
You have cheese powder, tomato powder, basil, and oregano.
Yep.
Without the oregano, it ain't gonna taste like pizza.
Nope. But I did find
Well, garlic
look,
powder.
it's called Flavor of the Gods, right? It's all vegan, it's plant based shit, right? I've had it before on other shit, very good. So I got some of that shit coming to try it on too.
All right.
But I'm gonna cheat. I'm gonna instead of pizza dough for it, I'm gonna use corn chips. You know, I'm gonna make my own corn chips. So I'm gonna do.
Yeah, that's
And
pretty.
try it on that first before I try making make the pizza dough out of chips, right? So I'm gonna test run on that. If it don't taste right, then I ain't gonna fuck around and make no damn pizza dough. You know,
Pizzerias. That's a good idea, man.
dude. I mean, I love those. As soon as mom would buy them, as soon as I knew, I'd look at the fucking. She'd bring home the fucking grocery. Right? I'd look in there, and she bought them. I'd take that bag and hide it from my brother. That bag would be gone in about 10 minutes, and my brother would be pissed at me.
Oh, dude, I grew up in a small town, you know. As a kid, I used to collect bottles and cans, save my allowance, do lawn mowing and shovel
Yep.
driving and all, or I'm sorry, driveway shoveling in the winter, you know, to get my extra money. And yeah, half the time, man, go to the store and get junk food with my friends, man. One of the first things I grab is that freaking bag of pizzerias.
Yep. And they was not cheap back in the day either. They were not
No.
fucking cheap.
No, that was one of the more expensive ones back then.
Yeah. But they were so fucking good though. Damn.
Yep, you ain't wrong, man.
Oh, did you see the news where everybody's fucking freaking out that
What about now?
Trump took over fucking law enforcement in DC?
Good.
Yeah,
I
federalized
needed
it.
to.
Everybody's like, well, he can't do it. Yes, he can, because they're not a fucking state, motherfuckers. They're just a district.
Yeah, he just did
Yeah.
it. Well, you know, it reaches a point where, you know, if the mayor and the police chief aren't going to make
Yeah.
our city safe, man, at some point you have to. Either that, or let the citizens do it and leave them the hell alone when they do. One or the other. Either bring in the feds or let the locals take care of business. If you're not going to,
Exactly.
you know, enforce the law, let somebody do it.
Yep.
I guarantee out here, man, if Lake Stevens all of a sudden to become thievery ridden and lawless and violent, if the cops said you've got 2 weeks to restore order and we ain't setting foot in Lake Stevens, this shit would be done in about 3 days.
Well, it goes against what the left's always said. No one's getting above the law, right? Bullshit. You know, that only applies when they're in power on that shit. They want the lawlessness. That's what they want.
Yeah, of course. But while they got the feds in there, what they need to do, though, they can't just fucking sleep on that. What they got to do is they got to get rid of the existing people and put in people that will enforce the law. So when the feds leave, an actual competent mayor and police force can take over and carry on the peace that got established by the feds. Because I don't want the feds hanging around any longer than they have to. I mean, I'm not into federal police. We all know where that fucking goes.
Yep.
You know, but right now it's necessary, and we need to have like a transition thing to where, okay, the feds roll out, we're done.
Yep.
Now we hand this off to new agencies, the Washington, D.C. Police Department, the mayor's office, prosecutor, all that will actually go after these fuckers.
Yep.
That way they're too scared to commit any more crimes.
Even Judge Jenny was on fucking, they interviewed her last night, right?
But Giampiro?
She's in D.C. right now.
Yeah, that must surprise me.
Well, they even had her on there. She goes, we can prosecute and get them right, but those fucking judges will give them fucking probation. She goes, if they're underage, it goes to the family courts. They're not doing nothing to them.
Yeah. Which is fucking bullshit.
Yeah. But here's the idea. You know what? Everybody remembers Piggly Wiggly, right? The grocery store.
I heard of it.
This is how you keep fucking Muslims out of your fucking out of your store.
Uh-oh.
Right. Hell yeah. Because Muslims can't eat pork.
Hey.
We haven't had a Piggly Wiggly in forever. There's one up in Galena, Illinois, which is like a territory where Ulysses S. Grant used to live, and they have a Piggly Wiggly up there.
Yeah, see, there's you got one. I know one is in Kansas City. You got one in St. Louis. I might be more in St. Louis, Kansas City area, but those are ones I know in Missouri. Now,
Yeah, we don't have.
I've never actually seen one in the flesh.
Yeah, they're small. Yeah.
Yeah, it started in the South and they moved up to the Midwest too. So
Yeah, they the ones here, they're all gone. You know, they don't.
Yep.
They don't.
because Hy-Vee ran them out.
So was that thing real or was that just made up?
What, Piggly Wiggly?
No, yeah, the thing that it's a thing. It's since 1916.
They've been around since 1960. That's how long they've been around.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's like around the same time the whole thing with General Pershing happened. I think it was General Pershing.
General
Was
Pershing.
it General Pershing?
Well, General Pershing was World War I, wasn't he?
Or before?
Was he before?
Like he was probably during. Well, he was before, maybe during and after. I can't remember.
I forget.
Well,
what year.
1960 is before World War I.
Middle of World War I. It was 14 to 18.
He was in Iran. I don't know, somewhere out in the Middle East, though.
We didn't show up. We didn't show up to World War I over in Europe until like 1917, right? Like we didn't actually land until 17.
Yes. I'm saying for us, we didn't get into war that 1960 before we got into it.
Yeah. Okay, right. Yep. From our perspective, yeah, we weren't involved for but 2 years.
Yep.
Kind of silly, if you ask me.
And anybody out there that has diesel trucks, right? You can actually get a factory deleted.
Yep, I saw that too.
You know what's what I'm going to share then.
Yep.
Factory deleted?
Yeah, the exhaust system
Owned by the government are deleted right from the factory. For example, here's a very famous video of a 6.7 Power Stroke owned by the Air Force that came in for service, and it was fully deleted, no EGR, no DPF, no DEF, right from Ford.
2019 F350 6.7 Power Stroke, and this truck is special not only because it belongs to the U.S. Air Force, but also factory delete plates from Ford. This thing has 0 emissions. Look at this thing. No DPF, nothing.
But this is not exactly news, so why talk about it? Well, with Bill 4117 in the House currently, that is the new law that would essentially deregulate emissions on light, medium, and heavy-duty diesel trucks. And from everything I've read on actual government websites, allow the factory delete option to be a public option, so you could go and theoretically buy a 2027 factory deleted Power Stroke, a factory deleted Cummins, a factory deleted Duramax. As a diesel enthusiast, as a diesel owner, all of us should actually be paying attention to Bill 4117. You can look it up yourself. This makes it possible. This makes it an actual reality that.
See, they just don't want you to know about that.
Reality that what? He was still talking.
The fact getting your fucking diesel deleted.
You can get
So you don't have to run that fucking DEF that fucks up your fucking motor.
So DEF is like ammonia, basically. It's like a raw ammonia, and there's a diesel. The DPF is a diesel filter, exhaust filter, basically.
Yep.
That filters the exhaust of a diesel, and the DEF actually erodes the aluminum components inside your engine. So an engine that would last for 2 million miles now may last 500,000 if you're lucky.
So, but a lot of those trucks with DEF are in the shop constantly. My dad, when he drove the truck for Goodwill, was a diesel, brand new fucking truck, was in the shop weekly because of DEF problems all the fucking time.
What they don't tell you is the DEF tank has a filter sock in it.
Yep.
And when you have to replace that sock, you actually have to just replace the whole tank, and you have to soak it before at the shop. And I know this for a fact. At the shop, it has to soak for 24 hours with DEF prior to being installed, and then it has to be tested. And sometimes it doesn't even work because the sock gets fucking clogged up with the new DEF, and it's a big issue. And it literally cuts the life of your vehicle. It's horrible. And with the new EPA regulations and vehicle regulations that they were doing, they were making it to where if you deleted your DEF system, you could not trade it in, and you couldn't if you sold it, it'd have to be a private sale. You wouldn't be able to trade that to a dealership. They wouldn't be able to buy it from you because it's a federally mandated piece of equipment on the vehicle. So if you deleted it, you'd be fucked, and you'd have to try to sell it privately and try to get money because, you can't go to a dealership and be like, yeah, I want to trade my truck in because if it's deleted. And if for some reason a DOT pulls you over and it's deleted, you could be fined big time.
Unless it comes from the factory. They can't say nothing about that.
Unless it comes from the factory. But with all the mandates and everything, if it's a year, if it falls within those years of the mandate, you're fucked. You're going to end up getting a big ass fucking ticket. Big fucking ticket.
And because it doesn't put out more pollution?
Because it puts out more pollution, as they say.
It's
it puts out more?
It's supposed to scrub your exhaust.
Yeah.
But what they don't want you to know is diesel is inherently less pollutant than gasoline.
Yep.
It actually
that's why
burns.
they run 25-to-1 compression, man. The burn is nearly complete unless you're rolling coal.
That's why even rolling coal, you're not actually causing damage because it is so much cleaner. It doesn't have the shit in it, purified shit that gasoline does, and cause fucking problems. And so that's why the old diesels back in the 80s, they were so efficient engine wise. Up here in the Midwest, you couldn't even get heat to blow out in the middle of winter in your vents because it was so efficient. The engine was cooling so fast because of the cold weather. You couldn't even get fucking hot air blowing out of your vents. It's crazy. And they get better gas mileage too.
Oh, yeah.
That's why Mercedes made all those diesels all those years.
Well, not just Mercedes. You got BMW, Audi, Volkswagen. Yep. All of those.
Ford. I mean, even Ford. Even Ford had a diesel fucking Escort.
They had a diesel Ranger. My buddy had one.
Yeah, I know.
The thing couldn't go over 50 miles an hour, but
I know.
It was a fucking diesel Ranger.
But it would get there no matter what.
It was old as fuck.
Yeah.
He couldn't drive it on the interstate because it didn't go fast enough.
Yep.
That's funny. Yeah, probably could have if he re-geared it to take advantage of the torque of the motor,
Yeah, I don't know if you want to do that though.
I'm just saying, with the right gearing, with a high torque, low RPM motor, if you got the right gearing, you can make it go fast.
You could, but you might end up causing more problems doing it that way.
I mean, he's already got a diesel and a freaking Ranger. What's the worst that could happen?
Hey, that truck, man, it had a shit ton of miles on it.
I'm sure it did. Those diesels don't fucking hardly die, man. Not the old ones.
Nope. But that's the problem is that death. That's what's causing them to die.
Yeah.
That's fucking horrible.
Well, it's kind of like, whenever the company offers something in a union negotiation, you can pretty much rest assured the company will never do anything that is to your advantage. When it comes to government regulations on anything, they will never do anything that is to your advantage.
Yep.
Oh,
That doesn't
Just like how the government,
for the people and by the people.
And
just like all those fucking liberals on fucking welfare, now they're bitching that Trump and them are taking away their junk food.
Oh, they're fucking EBT and shit. Yeah.
Not taking away their EBT here. They're making it to where they cannot buy soda, sugary drinks, chips.
Yeah. I heard about that. Which
is the way it should be.
Exactly.
Receives $24.1 billion in SNAP revenue a year. Sam's Club received
This is about Walmart,
$100.3 billion in SNAP revenue. Costco also received $100.3 billion in SNAP revenue. The largest one is Walmart, though, so let's break this down a little further. These are what the major players that own Walmart are making every single year. If Walmart did not have their EBT spenders, they'd likely lose $24 to $26 billion a year in sales. Losing that revenue could hit low-margin departments such as groceries, and to retain the low-income shoppers, they might offer more aggressive discounts, expand private labels, and run targeted promotions to the middle class. What I'm saying here is that the prices are so high at Walmart because the EBT people make up the difference. If those with EBT did not shop at Walmart and did not get as much money to spend at Walmart as they do now, it would force Walmart to lower their prices so the rest of us could afford food as well. But Walmart's just the distribution. It's the big companies that make the food to begin with. Let's talk about it. Coca-Cola receives $2.62 billion to $3.06 billion from SNAP benefits, and that was as of 2024. They're rough estimates because they don't publicly put this out, but you can do the math. I can't. I had Grok do it for me, but it's fine. This estimate is based on their dominant share of the sweetened beverage category with SNAP purchases. PepsiCo, which does like your Doritos and your chips and your salty sweet and snack, $5.57 billion to $4.57 billion from SNAP benefits in 2024. This estimate is driven primarily by Frito-Lay's dominance in the salty snack category. And of course, you can't forget the sodas and the Ollipops. Coca-Cola Company receives $2.62 billion to $3.06 billion from SNAP benefits in 2024. Again, mostly soda pops. This one should really piss you off. Alani, which is the energy drink, which I drink, $18.6 million to $42 million from SNAP benefits. There's no excuse for that. Your children shouldn't be drinking Alani. It's got 200 milligrams of caffeine in it, and it's barely too much for an adult. And just a quick side note here, if we took the $100 billion that was paid into SNAP benefits in 2024 and divided it up amongst every single working American in the country, each working American would get $621.12. That's each working American that filed taxes for that year. But it's only...
You know what's so funny about that? It sounds like she's against and kind of happy that shit happened, because it's going to make people work. But it's also, you notice people want money to go shit that's going to poison them and keep them sick.
Yep.
It's crazy, right? Is that fucking not insane that they don't see that cycle?
Well, the government wants them to be sick because they want them to have to depend on them.
Yeah, and they don't want them to fight. They don't want them to stand up against them.
It's how you control your population.
I mean, also, have you ever been in a place in your life where you were eating a ton of chips, a ton of fast food, and drinking a ton of soda?
Yep.
Now, when you stopped doing that, for a little while, normal food tasted like ashes, didn't it?
Yeah.
Because your taste buds are so burned out from all the salt and the sugar and artificial flavors, like all the flavors, the sweetness, the saltiness, it's all cranked up to 11, right? And so a lot of these people have been eating this shit forever. They bitch and moan when they can't get it no more because they eat something that would be delicious to you and I, and they can barely fucking taste it. It takes a couple of months for your taste buds to, start picking up the nuances of real food again, and things start tasting good again. But
I mean, just imagine in the last probably 150 years, junk food was started. You know what I mean? In the late 1870s, maybe? I don't know.
I'd call it 100.
Earlier, right?
I'd call it 100.
I wouldn't even call it 100. It wasn't until probably the 40s and 50s, especially the 50s.
Yeah.
With junk food, when they started being able to advertise towards 2 kids, all that shit. Yeah, we had like Frito-Lays, right? Fritos. Yeah, they've been around for roughly 100 years.
Yeah.
But I guarantee it, the original batch was a hell of a lot fucking healthier than what they are now.
True. Very
You
true.
know,
But also,
but all that
then,
shit did not get put in the shit until the government, like the corn oil bullshit, right? The seed oil bullshit. When they found out that shit, they feed that shit to the cows, you know, to the big fucking feedlots, their cows are dying of heart attacks. Oh, well, can't do this. And ranch said, no, we're not going to feed this to our cattle. No. Well, they do? Okay, we're going to serve it to the American people. That's when you started seeing heart disease and all that on the rise. When that shit started happening.
yeah, I think I told you about that doctor that got interviewed in the 50s, and he'd been practicing for like 30 years, and it wasn't until like the 30s or 40s that he had ever seen a heart attack. Ever. People didn't used to get heart attacks, man. I mean, yeah, your heart would fail when you were old and you die, but I mean, that's not a heart attack. That's just dying because you're 80.
Well, I mean, technically, death is caused from a mineral deficiency or something like that. You're not getting a certain vitamin, or it's a lack of something like that. But yeah, I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy that people just want to poison themselves. You got to imagine, like, since the 30s and 40s, when diners and all that stuff became popular, people ate at that stuff. So people grew up for almost at least 80 years now, maybe 80 years, 80, 90 years, going places where there's junk food. And now everyone's fucking addicted to it.
I will still say that the 80, 90 years ago, those diners, dude, they were still using animal fats back in the day.
Yeah,
They was not using seed oils, animal fats.
Right.
Animal fats are good for you right there.
All of the restaurants used to back in the day.
Yeah.
I mean, when I was growing up, McDonald's used animal fat. They used tallow.
Yeah.
Wendy's, Hardee's, all of those used animal fats. And then the seed companies were like, hey, we can make it cheaper, and we want you to spend money with us. So we're going to tell everybody that this is bad for you. And what's funny is that's when all the fucking fries, the flavors of all the fries changed, and it was like gross.
Tastes like
But
shit now.
that's when McDonald's started putting multiple ingredients in with their fries. If you look at how many ingredients are in their French fries, it's crazy.
You remember that Super Size Me documentary?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I never
The
watched
dude
it.
said the fries would not like ever waste away, but the burger did. I was like, man, that's nuts.
Well, I could tell exactly when it happened too, and this is anecdotal, but I'm a kid born in '78, man. I've been eating fast food my whole life. Not in large quantities, but for my whole life. And I could tell when they changed the recipe for the fry oil, because I always take Sprite. I don't know if the soda has anything to do with it, but I always take Sprite with my fast food meals. It's just what I like. I'd eat the burger, eat the fries, and then everything would taste okay. And then I'd take a swig of soda, and I would get this god-awful sour taste in my mouth.
Yep.
And when they were cooking with animal fats, that never happened. But when they switched over to the vegetable oil and the soybean oil and shit, every time I took a shot of soda, dude, it tastes like rancid garbage.
That was in the late 80s, early 90s when they switched over.
It was like the early 90s, I think.
Yeah.
'Cause I remember road trips as a kid, man. I'd eat my burger, eat my fries, and I'd be begging my dad for 5, 10 of his fries because they were so damn good. And now, they ain't that good.
Here's the list. 19 ingredients of McDonald's fries right there.
See, hydrogenated soybean oil. That's like two of the worst things you could possibly have in one sentence.
Vegetable oil
Hydrogenated
blend.
and soybean.
Yeah. Natural beef flavor. So they had to put that in there because they took away the tallow.
Flavor.
Wheat, milk, and different. Fries do not need milk in them, people. No. Fries do not have it.
They don't need any of that.
No. Dextro. So acid phosphate. Profile, whatever the fuck that is. Salt, of course. Citric acid, blah, whatever the fuck that is. Anti-foaming agent used in fried. Canola oil, corn oil. TBUHQ, citric acid. Fucking glycol. Propylene fucking glycol.
Antifreeze.
Yes. Because that glycol that they're putting in your fucking food is what we use at the power plant for fucking heating in our fucking radiators. Silicone dextrin, vegetable monoglycerides, hydrogenated vegetable protein used as a flavor enhancer, often contain MSG, which MSG, if used correctly, is not really bad because Asian fucking people use it all the fucking time.
No, it's a sodium-containing amino acid compound.
Yeah.
I
All
use-
lys yeast extract, anno extract. You don't need 19 fucking grades of fries, people. You know.
I can say though, the annatto extract, annatto is not bad actually. Annatto is what they use to color cheese. If you have orange cheese, right? That's because they put annatto in it to color it. They've been doing that shit for centuries. So I will say there's nothing wrong with the annatto, and I think pork El Pastor uses annatto also to get that color that it's got. So I'll play devil's advocate on that ingredient, but the rest of it, yeah, no, you don't need that shit in your fries.
Dang, that's a lot of them, man.
Yeah.
I use when I make my fries, I boil them. I cut them up into fries. I boil them, and then I with some vinegar, and then I let them sit out on a pan, and they dry fast because of the heat, and then I fry them. That's it. I don't use anything else other than vinegar, and then salt at the end, which I use the natural salt, the stuff that has the minerals in it that your body needs. And so, yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
And
You and I make
my
it the same
fries-
way, man. You
my
blanch
fries
them, dry them,
better
fry
than
them, good
theirs.
to go. Yep.
That's like you make homemade potato chips. I do the same thing. Slice them really fucking thin, dry them out, then fry them up. Then salt, pepper the motherfuckers, or you use barbecue seasoning at the very end. You know.
I got my own fry season that I make. I got this salt that I use. I forgot what I think it's. I forgot the name of it, but it's anyways a salt that I get in the grocery store. But it's got no dextrose in it because if you look at the Morton salt, shit's got dextrose in it, man. That fucking salt has sugar in it.
Yep.
And so I don't play that bullshit. I get the good salt without that in it, or a pink salt, and I mix that up with a little bit of cayenne, a little bit of onion powder, garlic powder, some paprika.
Yeah.
Wow, it's bomb, dude. And there ain't a goddamn thing in it that's garbage. You know what? They put anti-caking agents and everything. My fry salt that I make never cakes up.
Yep.
Ever.
Yeah.
It's not a problem. I don't see why they put all this
Well, I
shit
just look.
problems that don't
It's like
exist.
the first junk food. I just looked it up. Cracker Jacks, right? 1893, right? But I guarantee those Cracker Jacks are a lot healthier than what they was today. Guaranteed.
Yeah, all you gotta do is caramelize some sugar and drizzle it over fucking popcorn. Good to go. Add a little
You know,
salt.
and sugar,
You're down the road.
if raw sugar is not bad for you in quantities, you know, in moderation.
Well, no, but I mean, a Cracker Jack box though is like the size of this Bluetooth speaker.
Yeah.
It's a
But-
little. It's a little bit.
But get one now, just the box of it now,
Yeah.
and look how many ingredients it compared to what it was when they first came out.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. Well, they can't have them pieces sticking together now, can they? Kids back in 1910 didn't give a shit.
But even the fucking chocolate that they used in candy bars back in the day was real fucking chocolate.
Yeah.
That comes from a fucking plant right there.
Yeah.
You know,
And they use what they use. They use chocolate, sugar, milk, and God, some kind of a wax to make it more stable. It was a natural wax of some kind, not what they use now. I forgot what it was. Like, it wasn't beeswax. It was something else.
What do you
Yep.
what are you talking about?
Chocolate, like candy bar chocolate,
Oh, okay.
like a Hershey's bar.
we just had a comment from Celia Janeki. I can't pronounce that last name. Sorry if I mispronounce it. My mom used to use lard until they decided that was bad for you.
No, lard is actually back in. That's what I use on everything. Go back
Lard
to
is-
using lard.
Yeah, lard is good for you. And
Yep.
that's what people, the fucking doctors, they don't go to school for nutrition. They don't. You know,
Nope.
Nope.
But
The
yeah,
disease
fuck-
process is
So,
different.
so
you know?
when did they determine that the lard was bad for you, and then how's it been determined to be okay again? Or
That's
is it
when
just-
so
it's just an
that's when
argument?
the seed oil companies started
Yes.
pushing that they were healthier with no trans fats and all this other stuff.
Oh,
So back in the late 80s is when they started that push, and that's when tallow went out and lard went out, you know. And the thing is they that's when they started skewing the cholesterol numbers for your tests. And they started saying, "Oh, you can't be that high with cholesterol." Bullshit. Cholesterol is good for you, believe it or not. You actually need cholesterol in your body.
yeah, you got to have a higher number for that. You know,
Yep.
We went over this 100 times, man. If you just bring it up, dude, you look at the cholesterol molecule, right?
Yep.
And you compare it to a estrogen molecule and a testosterone molecule. Both those hormones, I think progesterone too, there's like 5 critical hormones in the human body, male and female. All of them are based off of cholesterol.
Yep.
Your brain is like 25% cholesterol, I want to say.
Yeah.
You don't eat your fat, you're going to get stupid and doughy and weak because your hormones ain't working right and your brain isn't working right.
Well, it's just like carbs. People think, carbs are bad for you. No, carbs, you need carbohydrates.
yes, carbs are
And
good
like
for you.
The Atkins diet, when that first started, dude, people were starving their brains of carbohydrates and getting sick. Like their bodies were giving up on them. They were getting frail and they couldn't function. They had brain cloud and all that other stuff.
There actually is that's mostly true, but once your body hits ketogenesis, it will start creating its own carbs out of fat and protein. Then you can then you can function correctly. Then your brain functions correctly. But Hodges is right. In the transition period, when your body ain't sure what to do yet, you do get a brain fog, a pretty bad one.
Yes.
But once you're over that hump and you stay in ketogenesis and your body's creating its own carbs, then you start acting normal, operating normal. Your brain is perfectly sharp. You're good to go. But here's the thing, though. You have to stay in ketogenesis. You can't have any more carbs once you're there, or else your body will get confused. It'll go back to trying to metabolize carbs and deprioritize, neoglucogenesis, they call it. It's when your body makes, its own glucose. And then you're back into the fog. So it's like Thumper's right, but you kind of have to pick a side if you're going to go that route, man. You've either got to go fucking carnivore with very few vegetables, because some vegetables do have carbs in them, and no bread, no potatoes, nothing like that. All right. Or you go, eating meat, eating your vegetables with a moderate amount of carbs to keep you topped off and, charged up.
But the thing is, if you're using the real pasta, not this shit you buy in the store that's got all the fucking bullshit on it, right? Pasta's good for you if it's made with 2 or 3 ingredients. You look at the Italians, you look at fucking Asian people, right? They're eating pasta all the fucking time and don't have a problem with it. It's the shit that's sold here to the stateside that's got all the fucking niacin bullshit, fucking folic acid sprayed on it. That shit that's you buy the shit in the store, you know how slick it is? That's bad for you. You want the bronze cut. That's the good pasta for you.
And all the texturing agents they put into it and everything, those are cancer-causing agents.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's crazy.
Well,
like
you brought up
saying about, carbs and all that.
Yeah.
There is a caveat to that, though. If you're a performance athlete, if you're a bodybuilder, if you're anyone who's wanting to go above and beyond, get yourself really jacked, get yourself really strong, you do need carbs for that. Your body can't make enough carbs on its own to support a guy who wants to be 275 pounds of pure muscle who's, squatting 800. You can't get that without exogenous carbs.
Well, a lot of the bodybuilders, they eat carbs, you're correct. But they're eating more protein. But no, they're eating more protein than carbs.
Well, obviously, yeah. Well, that's a different conversation. I'm talking about just carbs.
Yeah.
And yeah, without the carbs, man, these guys go flat, they get weak. If you're at that level of performance, man, you need them. You just do. It's like having fucking gasoline for your car. If you make a little machine that creates gasoline out of thin air for your car, yeah, it might put along down the road okay, but it really just needs a full tank of gas.
I eat 30 grams of protein every morning. That's my goal, is minimum of 30 grams. And then I can, I got enough energy throughout the whole day, plus the other stuff I do with my aminos and my methylated multivitamin and stuff like that. But I mean, it makes a huge difference. A lot of people don't realize the protein is what you absolutely need. Your body is like, most people are under eating their protein, 100%.
Yep, I eat exactly the same every single day up until dinner. Dinner is my only wild card. That's the only meal that I change it up. But every day I eat probably 6 or 7 pieces of jerky and a piece of cheese in the morning. First break, I eat a tin of canned chicken. Lunch, I eat cubed up grilled meat, yogurt, and my supplements. Last break at work, I eat, cheese and crackers. That's like the one bit of carbs I get. Triscuits, only Triscuits. And then, come home. I might have a handful of potato chips, but that's here or there. And then I have dinner, whatever dinner happens to be. I don't really regulate what I have for dinner. Sometimes it's breakfast, sometimes it's steak, sometimes it's burritos. I don't really give a shit. But basically, the regimented food that I have all day up until dinner, all protein with some fat and a teeny bit of carbs.
Did you say canned chicken?
Yeah.
Just put the whole chicken on a smoker and shred it yourself. Come on.
That's a lot of work, man. I'm a busy dude, man. I have got to save some time somewhere.
But it's got to take the smoked chicken's going to taste better than the canned chicken.
Well, I'm not eating it for it to taste good. I'm eating it for fuel, man.
He wants some chicken. Just let him eat some chicken. He wants some chicken. Chicken. Or is it chickity chicken?
I thought I could slide by Gilly without getting any shit, but I guess I was wrong.
I heard canned chicken. I was like, wait a minute here. Did I just hear canned chicken?
You did.
I know they make it. I know people like it. But I'm like, I ain't eating chicken from a can. No.
I throw salt and pepper on it. It's good. It's rare, and it's got to have no additives in it. I mean, I can't normally eat the canned stuff a lot of times.
I'm just curious. I've never looked at the ingredients on it.
Yeah.
I know I can pull it up real quick.
Yeah, do it, man. We get ours from Costco. I'm not sure if that's any different than a regular supermarket. I don't know. I just know you get a hell of a lot of it for a screaming deal.
And chicken ingredients.
Usually they have better gas prices at Costco too.
Yeah, I get all my gas rewards through Safeway. That's the one I mostly shop at. It's close to my house, so I usually do that.
All right, let me look up Swanson. So, okay. Let's see.
I keep walking away.
Swanson Samsonite. That's her name, Samsonite.
All right, got
I
it.
was way off.
Way off.
Got it.
It's one of my
All right,
favorite
here's-
foods of all time, man.
This is Swanson's fucking
All right, let's see what we got.
ingredients. White chicken breast with rib meat.
All right.
Water contains less than 2% of salt, modified food starch, rice starch, sodium phosphate.
Okay, not terrible.
Yeah, not the best either.
Well, no, it's not. Well, I mean, what do they put in grocery store chicken though? Because they inject that shit with saline. Is any of that stuff in that injection?
I don't buy that shit fucking nuggets. I'll make my own.
No, I'm talking about like a rotisserie chicken or just regular chicken from the butcher, man. They plump that shit up with saline injections.
Once butcher shops around here do not. The chickens you get them from a butcher, they're a lot smaller than you get in the store.
Okay.
Yeah, not here.
They're a lot smaller.
See, I've never gotten chicken in my butcher. I always get beef there, so I'll have to try that next time and see how it is.
And I think that's so messed up that they do that because you're paying for the weight.
Yeah.
It's bullshit.
They do it.
Exactly. You're paying more for that when you shouldn't have to.
That's like salmon. When I was working out all the time, it's still working. I would get salmon right in the package because I had the barbecue salmon, right? In the packet. I love that one. But I was like, you know what? I can make this better. Make it myself. I get a whole fillet and I just make it myself. Tasted better, fucking was better for you too. Didn't have all that fucking bullshit ingredients in it. But I still fucking cheat every now and then on fucking, chips is my fucking kryptonite. Chips are. So especially the pickle chips, I'm telling you, man.
I was gonna say the pickle chips for you.
Well, and also the Lay's Funyun chips, that's actually chip form, not the ring form. I love those. But those are a salt bomb right there. If you eat too many of them, you're going to feel it next day.
Not if you hydrate like me.
Even if you hydrate, it's still going to fucking, you're going to see your heart rate go up. Eating those. Dude, I would eat a whole bag at a time of those motherfuckers.
Oh, so guess what I'm making right now?
You
the Thai food.
Pad Gras Pow.
Yeah.
Thai food.
Yep.
So what you guys had when I cooked it out there in North Carolina
Oh man, that food was so good, bro.
with the egg. Yeah.
Rocky, you liked everything, man. You was like, especially
I
a
like
fucking
food,
chicken, man. You was
I like
sucking on
food.
that chicken like a female does the fucking cock.
Yeah, you're stupid, dude. You know what though, dude? I eat like the chicken to the bone, and I learned that from my grandmother. My Romanian grandmother would even eat the bone marrow.
Yep.
But
Well, bone marrow is good for you. It really is.
and like my daughter,
Oh, yeah.
when she eats chicken, dude,
Yeah.
it's like I ate it. I'm proud of her for that.
And speaking since Big brought up vegetables, right? A lot of people don't realize this. Broccoli is not in the wild. It's man-made. Man crossbreeded certain vegetables to get broccoli.
What they crossbreed?
Here, I got it pulled up right here.
Let's check it out. Check it out.
Vegetables.
Check it out, yeah.
Oh yeah, it's totally man-made.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't realize it's man-made.
Cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, all comes from the same shit.
Yeah, broccoli is made from the cabbage family.
Yeah.
Extremely similar to cauliflower, meaning blah, blah, blah. But I never have liked broccoli, so I ain't fucking eating the shit.
I love broccoli.
You know,
I eat the shit out of broccoli. I love broccoli. I've always liked it though. I don't know why. It's just one of those vegetables I've liked. Thoroughly enjoyed.
Yeah. Trying to find out when they actually did.
How long have we been going on?
I don't know why.
Because I was gonna say something, and I'm like, oh, maybe I shouldn't say it, even though it's
Just say it.
I'm just like, well, boys, I'm not a vegetarian. I'm a vegetarian.
Vegetarian. Yes.
Vegetables okay, but I prefer vagina. Yes. I told my dad that one time. It's like, Dad, I'm not a vegetarian. I told him, I told him that, and he about fell over laughing, dude. Oh man.
I actually have. This is kind of, I did not know this on broccoli.
Well, show.
I'm going to, Rocky. You hold your fucking horses.
There ain't no horses I'm holding here, fucker.
Broccoli was first cultivated in the Mediterranean region around the 6th century BCE.
Really?
I didn't know that.
So the 500s, 500 BC. Around
So it's around a lot longer than I was thinking.
We do
Yeah,
know it's made.
I would have never known that.
Huh. Oh.
You see, I like broccoli for its texture because it makes a good carrier for other stuff.
See, I'll sit there and I'll just dip it in dressing and eat it that way.
Yeah, like I said, carrier for other stuff.
I don't typically use it much in my stir fries, but I do eat it raw just by itself.
Where was it developed in?
Mediterranean.
The Romans and the Etruscans.
Yeah.
So I mean,
including the instructions in Italy, this vegetable has a rich history involving from its wild ancestry to broccoli we know today.
Huh.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about Chinese food and beef and broccoli. I'm like, well, how the fuck did they get the broccoli? I don't
Silk
know.
Road.
Someone from there went there. It came from the fucking Silk Road. That's what it was. Had to be
It's
that.
way up to China, and they said, "Oh, we like this stuff."
It goes good with beef.
Actually, every time I would get, beef and broccoli, right? If they had it in, I'd take it out. I'm like, nope, I need this shit. Fuck it.
Yeah, I like beef broccoli. Usually, if you do it right, it's tender enough to where it isn't all freaking fibrous,
Yeah, y'all can keep that shit. That's
Man,
like
that shit's making me think of South Park now, dude. The fucking the Chinese guy on the show. Welcome to Shitty Walk, man. Take your shitty order, please.
this shitty walk and take your order, please.
Or the one where it's dude, the episodes got so funny. It's the one where they're afraid of kidnapping and everything, and they make the kids wear that shit. and they asked the fucking Chinese guy to build like a Great Wall of China
Yeah.
in South Park, and
Yeah.
all of a sudden Mongolians start attacking the wall.
Oh, goddamn Mongolians!
Goddamn Mongolians breaking down my shitty wall! Oh,
Oh,
I love that one.
oh
Yeah,
man,
yeah.
it's just funny, dude. I love it.
Child abduction is not funny. That was the name of the episode.
Or the one where Russell Crowe making movies, making songs, and fight around the world. Hey, Tugger, let's go, mate. Oh my God, it's Russell Crowe.
You guys ready for some international comedy?
what do you got?
What do you got? What do you got? What do you got?
Oh man, these assholes actually think they're going to win a war with someone. Chinese warship and Coast Guard
I want to see this one. It's good right here.
collide in the South China Sea. So these two Chinese, one a destroyer, one a Coast Guard, they were chasing after some Filipinos, and the Chinese ships ran into each other.
What? Yes, just watch it, Rocky.
Wham!
And then they offered medical assistance and everything if they needed it, kind of like rubbed it in. Loved it.
I give it a water cannon. Bam!
Dude, that's crazy.
Oh my god. And these stupid assholes actually think they're going to win a war against a first world nation? Okay.
Well, I'll just say this: they had a gunner's mate fucking drive the fucking ships.
Yeah.
You're stupid, dude. It's just that's bad fucking conning right there.
Well, obviously, you ran into another fucking ship.
Fucking conning officer is just supposed to be like, hey, go this way, go that way, go this way, go that way, evade, fucking slow down. Turn whatever, 60 degrees, whatever, fuck, I don't care.
Well,
Hey,
they obviously weren't talking to each other
No,
You
they
know?
weren't.
and
Yeah.
coordinating.
So one
Oh,
was
no, I
Coast
ran
Guard.
into my shitty boat.
Goddamn boats. Watch that fucking will end up being on a South Park episode.
Fucking
Maybe.
Filipinos.
Oh, so there was a request for a topic we talk about from one of our viewers. It was what do we think about U.S. monuments and conspiracy theories about them?
Talking about like the Georgia Guidestones?
Guidestones, Mount Rushmore,
More.
like there's some crazy ones out there.
The geometric,
I think that,
the geometric placement of things in DC that strangely resemble occult symbols.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot. Like
They were because
supposedly there's a chamber behind the heads of Mount Rushmore that's
Yeah.
going to be like a record holding area for
Yeah.
our history and
I've
stuff.
heard that for years. Like a
Does Mel
book.
Gibson know about this?
Huh?
Does Mel Gibson know about this?
He might. I don't know.
they made a movie about it. Fucking National Treasure.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Predictive programming. We're going to tell them without telling them.
But they've always said that it's not. Of course.
Well, first off, to the viewer, thank you for asking the question. We appreciate it. Thank you for viewing.
Yes, because
Yeah.
that should be first, right?
Huh?
Yes, thank you for acknowledging that we exist. We're flattered. Because most people don't.
Honestly, yeah.
So yeah, I mean,
Well,
there's the Guidestones, there's Mount Rushmore, like
Well, the guide stones are like an obvious like trouble thing, dude.
they got
It's
blown
the
up
Ten
too.
Commandments of the New World Order, right?
Yeah,
That's what the Guidestones was. Yes.
more or
Yeah.
less.
So I mean, those 10 Commandments are in direct opposition of the 10 Commandments of Yah.
But it
Yeah.
stated too. It stated how to depopulate the world too,
That's,
to get down to the certain percentage that they wanted.
why do you think they want to do that, though?
Because that's Bill Gates Bill Gates took up the now. He's even said we need to depopulate. Plain and simple.
Why though? So they can control, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what they want to do is they want to control everyone. It's all about control and domination.
Yeah.
And they've been working towards that for a long time. I mean, eventually those people are going to get it.
Yeah.
They're going to get what they asked for. They're going to get what they wanted, and then they're actually going to get what they wanted, but they're not really going to want it after that.
Powers and principalities, man. You know the story.
Well, the
And-
Mount Rushmore, you'll have to do some more digging on that because everything comes up right, they're denied. So we got to do some more digging.
Yeah, what we'll do is we'll make a list of this, and we'll try to hit every one of those topics. Like, well, I got to do research on some of these things too now.
All right.
Well, shit.
Because
There's a lot.
I'm
There's
sure
a lot
of is
when it comes to the monuments, you know.
the Guidestone thing. That's like Satanism 101.
So I figure next time we'll talk about that more in depth.
Yeah.
We can talk about that, and also the Freemasons. How, like you said, Jim Lovell died, right? Some people say, if you look at his finger pointing down at that picture, his ass-stop picture, right? That's the sign, the devil, right there, pointing down.
Well, look at the Denver airport.
No, his hand is like this, or something like this, pointing down.
George what?
Jim Lovell. The astronaut just died.
Oh, I didn't see the picture or anything.
Got it.
Look at the Denver airport. There's a lot of conspiracies behind that too.
Yeah, there is. There is.
Yeah. Well, one guy said it's real because he went down to find the bathroom, right? Had to take some elevators, end up in his fucking corridor, right? Big fucking thing. It's all fucking aliens like 10 foot tall. You know.
Well, they were saying that underneath the Denver airport, there's like a chamber for them to survive the end of the world and all that.
Well, and there's tunnels running underneath the fucking Denver airport going across the country too. Going to down fucking Area 51, across fucking Midwest to DC.
And that's why I think with the Denver airport, that's like the perfect place to do it because you can tunnel into the mountains.
Yeah. Not too far from there. What's there in the mountains? Not too far from there.
Cheyenne Mountain, NORAD.
Exactly.
I'm gonna see what this says real quick.
All right, just read it.
Yeah,
don't read it out loud. We don't need to hear you read.
I'm gonna read it.
Got it. Good stuff. I mean, yeah. I mean, they're not gonna tell you all the tunnels, and some people think us making tunnels, right? More tunnels. That's what caused the earthquakes, not fucking the tectonic plates, like we've been taught.
I don't buy that, man. That's just entirely too much force.
Well, technically, we don't know what's underneath the earth. Technically, we don't. That's the thing.
Well, we got a good enough idea. I just don't think the human activity is gonna.
Well, it's just
level anything.
Well, they say fucking just like math, right? That math in fucking physics and all that, that's a theory, right? That's not been proven. Because someone had to make a lot of that math up, right? They did, especially with like the calculation of the sun, right? How big it is, you know.
Well, I'll tell you what, Gilly. If you jump off a 20-story building, I guarantee you go meet the Earth at a rate of 32 meters per second per second.
Well, it depends on how big you are too. You know,
that's any mass. Any mass without air resistance will go towards the center of the Earth at 32 feet per second. That's the acceleration rate.
That's the difference between gravity.
A pebble or a boulder, they'll both do it
because it's not buoyant. If it has buoyancy, it floats.
Well, I mean, minus air resistance, you know. Of course, if you've got something that's buoyant that's acting against it, well, yeah, obviously. But you're missing the point. The point is that physics is pretty goddamn sure about most things.
Well, at some point, they just made a lot of that shit up, too, just to justify the math, too. I mean, math is not always correct, all things. It's not.
No, they're finding out when it comes to astronomy that there's a lot of astronomers and physicists that are doing things at the chalkboard they ought to be doing with a telescope because, like when James Webb came out and took all those deep space images and found all those complete galaxies that were mature that shouldn't have been for that far out, they're like, yeah, we kind of screwed up. The math said it was supposed to be this, but it's actually this. So you are right. Science. There's a lot of theoreticians out there doing the math and coming up with answers based on math, but when they observe it, it says something different.
But a lot of those fucking theorists, right? They ain't done fucking shit, and we're paying them billions of dollars a year fucking research. Taxpayer fucking money.
Well, I think the research you're paying for actually is effective. They're just not telling you what research it is.
No, now I'll disagree with you on that one because you look at the cancer, how much cancer research it gets fucking donated every fucking year, right?
Oh, dude, they'll never get rid of cancer. You kidding me? It's too much money.
Actually, they do have the cure for it. They just don't want it out because Big Pharma don't want it out.
I know. I'm agreeing with you here.
Yeah, just like AIDS, right?
We'll never have the cure.
Yeah, but I'm saying they have the cure, but people still, the stupid fuckers, keep still fucking donating money. We're doing these fundraisers, right, for fucking cancer research. No, they got the shit. Quit dumping money.
The cure's probably in that chamber behind Mount Rushmore.
Yeah. Well,
I'm telling you.
AIDS, they can cure fucking AIDS. Magic fucking Johnson is liver proof of that shit.
Yeah, you just got to put your money in a blender and inject it. You're good to go. Rock, you'll know
You know,
what I'm talking about.
Oh, fuck.
But like the research bullshit, no, I ain't buying all that research. It's a fucking money laundering thing. It's what it is.
Well, they got it right now to where you can live with AIDS. It's not deadly. I mean, yes, if left untreated, it'll kill you. But now they got it to where you can live with it. Now, if they're making all that money off of all them chemicals to make you live with it, I highly doubt they'll ever cure it.
Yeah.
Melissa goes, yes, absolutely, you're welcome. Oh, she's the one that fucking Mount Rushmore.
Yep.
That's why I got my tinfoil hat on today, people, as you can see. So, because we still ain't done with fucking Sunday shit. See, I love this kind of debate, right? Because me and Mick can argue all fucking day long on this shit.
Oh, yeah.
On what?
What we was talking about on Sunday. You weren't there for the first half of it on Sunday.
I know, man. I missed it all. I'm so mad.
You should have watched it, Rocky. You should have watched it.
Couldn't watch it.
Okay. This one is out here. We'll get it pulled back up here. All right.
We got to make a list of them topics.
Level on a plane, right? As it's flying. I know there's people going out there going disagree, blah, blah, blah. That's fine.
Gilly.
I just love fucking doing this shit to people.
He accidentally proved that the Earth was flat by bringing a level on a plane. She wanted to prove that it was a globe, and if it is a globe, then, the level, the water in the level wouldn't stay in the middle. It would, go like this, because the plane would have to dip its nose down to stay with the curve of the Earth. But, as you can see, the plane keeps flying, and the bubble stays in the middle, which means it's flying level. It never dips its nose down. In fact, it's actually pointing its nose up a little bit. That's why it's at the front of the line. If it dipped its nose down, the bubble would come back. But it's not. It's at the front of the line because it actually keeps its nose up for the duration of the flight. Now, if the curve of the Earth was 8 inches every squared mile, it would have to dip its nose down very consistently to stay with the curvature of the Earth. But it never does. Ever. She proved that planes fly over a plane. That we live on a stationary flat Earth, just like all of our ancestors told us. All of them. Every single one. And you guys believe NASA, which in Hebrew means to deceive. Also notice how the horizon is at your eye level and it's flat. No matter how high you go, if the horizon stays at your eye level and maintains its flatness, that means it's flat. Simple physics. Right in front of your face.
Okay. I have a response to that.
Okay. Let's hear it.
This is awesome. I love this. I'm
Let's hear it.
Can't hear it.
Can't hear it, Mick.
Got to share a sound.
Okay, hold on.
What are you doing? Is your show level or not? Yes, see the bubble? I'm familiar with the bubble, Morty. I also dabble in precision, and if you think you can even approach it with your sad, naked caveman eyeball in a bubble of air, you're the reason this species is a failure, and it makes me angry. Trump, you want to put up a shelf? Put up a shelf. You want to experience true level? Do you?
That's what I got to say about that.
Fuck, come on now. That's a fucking cartoon.
Yeah, so is the flat Earth theory.
Hey, the Simpsons are a cartoon. The Simpsons are a cartoon, and they fucking predict everything.
Exactly.
They have a flat Earth kind of thing going in one of their stupid things too. It's a conspiracy in itself, right there.
Speaking of that, I got one of the flight maps from the military from 1943, 1944.
A flat map.
We find it here.
So is GPS actually ground positioning system or global positioning satellite?
Ground positioning, not global.
I thought it was global position system.
Ground. Because think about it, right? If it was truly satellites, right? When you're out in the fucking ocean on your cell phone and you can't get no signal or anything like that or GPS on your cell phone. Cannot. Because you're out of range of the tires.
Global positioning system.
That's what they want you to think. Tell me.
It's just one of those weird things. Like, what is it really? I'm pretty sure it was ground positioning system at one time. Then they changed it to that when they changed over everything else.
Because the Navy is the one that fucking came up with it.
That would make sense.
The Navy did.
And
you look at any radar screen out there, right? Man, you should know that being an FC, it's just flat. You can only go so far. All things. Yeah.
This will be an ongoing little thing we have because this is entertaining to me. I'm not a referee or anything. I'm observing.
Every time I get past a certain point in a conversation about the flat Earth, my brain just can't metabolize the calories to talk about it anymore.
Trying to find that one here.
I mean, did dinosaurs cohabitate with humans? I certainly believe so. Is Michelle Obama a man? Absolutely. Is the Earth flat? Fuck no.
They was not true dinosaurs. They were
dragons.
Dragons, dinosaurs. It's just a matter of name.
Well, dinosaur means, I think, in the Greek, terrible lizard.
Yeah, well, yeah, we made that up, but I mean, the Chinese called them lung, and the English called them worm. They all got different names for the shit, but when you look at the drawings, it's all the same shit.
Well, I mean, we also do know that dragons do exist because there is a dragon in the Bible.
Well, that's also
a couple of them, actually.
Something different. I'm talking about the literal lizards that roamed the earth.
Yep. Found it.
Uh-oh.
Oh, man. Dragons. Oh, my God.
Just watch. Let me get the fucking off mute here. I hate that fucking screen when it pops up like, share. Can't let me hit the mute button, motherfucker.
Landon.
You want to know why when you flip a globe over, it says not for educational use, but decorative purposes only? It's because not only would you never get to where you're going, but if you did, you would add miles upon miles upon miles on your trip. I want you to look at the CBS American School of Air map used in 1943 for flight school. And I want you to look at this. Here is a scale. People always say, where's your flat Earth map with a scale? Well, here it is. Not only does it have a scale, but it has this funny looking white border with all this outlined mapped terrain. What could that be? What could that be, I wonder? Not that continent at the bottom of the globe, something else that surrounds it. Now I want you to look at this map, and I want you to look at New York, and I want you to look at the path you would take from New York to Moscow. Okay, let's take a closer look. New York to Moscow. How's that going to look on this map? Let's draw a line right straight across. And notice how it's going to cut through Greenland. Now let's look at what the flight path they show us actually looks like. So when you pull up the actual flight path, this is what it looks like. They make it so it arcs up to Greenland and then down to Moscow. And notice the distance is actually shorter on their curved line compared to this one, if you were to just go straight from New York to Moscow, why would that be longer? Think about that. Again, on the Flat Earth map. That's an actual map that flight schools used to use. Right through Greenland, and I want to show you why their straight line is actually a longer distance. Because this is what their straight line actually is on a real map. The map pilots use, the Flat Earth map. It adds distance because you go curve away from it to come back versus going straight across. Now I just want to give you another example of how their curved flight paths from LA to Japan, why would we do that? I'll show you. Because on the Flat Earth map, LA to Japan is actually an exactly straight line. You just fly across, and I want you to notice, where do they cut through? Alaska, and just on the edge of Russia here. Let's go back and look. Look again. LA, through Alaska, just to the tip, across Russia, and down to Japan. Now is it making sense? Oh, and if you don't believe me, maybe you'll take these guys' word for it.
How long have you been a pilot for?
43 years.
Wow. What shape is the planet?
Flat.
Did you notice any curvature while we were up there?
Curvature? No.
No, there's no curvature?
It's just all flat.
I'm going to ask you a question.
Yeah.
I've been flying,
Yeah.
and I've come to the conclusion
Yeah.
there is no curvature. I never allow for curvature. There's no way there's curvature. We're round and flat, aren't we?
Definitely.
We are, aren't we?
Flat as a
Thank
pancake,
you.
mate. Flat as a pancake.
We're so, and the outer ring is south,
Yeah.
and so north must be in the middle, correct?
Possibly.
That would be the only way that a
Yeah.
magnetic compass would work on a flat plane.
You might be onto something there.
Yeah,
Might be
but
onto something.
you're not having me on. We
No,
are.
no, no,
We're round and flat,
Flat
aren't
as a
we?
pancake, mate. Yeah. There you go.
Thank you, man.
No worries.
You made my day.
No worries. Good luck.
So again, this is on there because
So 2,300 years ago, this guy from Greece, he put a stick in the ground, and he had his buddy 50 miles away do the same thing. Put the same length stick in the ground, the same type of day, and they measured the shadow. Then they got together and they compared, and by calculating the length of the shadows 50 miles apart, they calculated the circumference of the Earth to within 1,000 miles. They knew the Earth was round 2,300 years ago by putting two sticks in the ground.
But you're gonna and that video was before AI came. Thank God.
Yeah, that does kind of tend to jack things up.
But you listen to any fucking pilots, right? That travel like that, they're gonna tell you exactly what some of those pilots told you. Remember that Rocky, that guy you had on, Andrew's friend? Remember, he was a pilot one time too.
Yeah, I don't think I asked him that question though.
Yeah, we did. Yes, we did actually.
I don't remember.
On it. But that was a while ago. That's fucking like a few episodes back, I'll tell you. So,
Huh?
I mean, I ain't gonna take science's word on a lot of shit anymore. You know, a lot of people wait after COVID bullshit. They're not going to. You know,
The thing is, there's a lot of stuff about science that I disagreed with as a child, but I figured, you know what? There's got to be something I'm missing. I'm just a kid. There's no way that I know and they don't, you know? And then it turns out that, you know, in the last 10 years or so, I've been reading stuff and looking at stuff as pertains to the dominant force in the universe, you know, being electromagnetism versus gravity. You know, gravity's got a part, but, you know, if you...
gravity's not what we think it is compared to other things.
We don't know what it is. We know it's effective, but we don't know what it is. But the point being is, there is some shit that science is definitely lying to us about, because you've got a lot of legacies on the line, a lot of degrees, a lot of careers, a lot of pride, and they don't want to give that shit up. They don't want to admit they were wrong the whole time.
Well, the craziest thing about the whole Earth round thing and flat Earth thing is that when you do, I think they've shown about certain equations to like do the circumference or whatever, it always adds out to like 666.
Well, yeah, but if that's so, that's also not the
that's
point.
like not a natural, like, you know, that's something that's done on purpose to point to that. It's always a 33 or a 66,
or it's always some number that has to do something with the occult and secret societies. But in a large part, it has to do with what the Bible says too. And it's so strange because I've seen that stuff and I'm like, that's insane. Like even they say like the speed or the way that the world's turning and the tilt and everything like that, all of that stuff equals out to like 666 or some shit like that. There's always like 3 6s involved. So it's weird. That's a conspiracy that we should look into another thing because there's a lot of that stuff out there. People research this crap, and I don't know why they do, but it's freaking interesting because it reveals something about the mathematics that people are telling us is the truth. It's pointing to something else as being the source of that. But they're telling us the truth, which may not be the truth. Or it's a little bit of truth mixed with a lie, kind of like what the serpent did with Eve in the garden.
Well, you always got to have a bit of truth to make a lie really convincing. Otherwise, just across as bullshit.
I know.
Well, speaking of that, though, I did a little digging on why fucking Russia and them didn't rat us out right on the moon landing. They were blackmailing us because they knew the truth. Russia and China were blackmailing the CIA.
How did you find that out? From where?
I was watching fucking more deep dives.
Deep dives with who?
No, this was all like called the rabbit hole.
Oh, on Facebook or whatever?
No, this was on YouTube, not Facebook.
Oh, because I know there's one on Facebook, and I think there's one on Twitter or X, or it was called the White Rabbit. It was just this weird thing that I followed, but I never understood what the fuck they were talking about because I didn't really read it a whole lot. But it was all conspiracy stuff and hacking crap. It was kind of bizarre. I'm gonna have to check out it's called the Rabbit Hole on YouTube.
You can find it on Facebook too, on the reels.
Uh-huh.
You know, they cover it, dude. They cover everything from 9/11, all that shit.
You see, I need to make up a good conspiracy theory, man. Enough with this well-worn shit we've all been talking about for years. I need to look at some things, some dates, maybe the heights of some monuments, do a little number crunching, and come up with a believable conspiracy theory that I know is horseshit, just to see if anybody latches onto it.
Well, the monument that you would probably try would be the Washington Monument.
Yeah, 666 feet tall.
Yeah, but it's 555 feet from the ground to the top, but the other, whatever, 100-something feet.
Yeah, it's a foundation, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I know all about that. That's too easy. There's already a conspiracy theory about that. That's too easy. I have to do something else.
I mean, what else would you think?
I don't know. It'd have to be something completely out of the blue. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't have an idea in my head right now yet. I just have kind of the concept of.
Well, you got to look at the reflecting pool, the womb with the Columbia goddess on top. I think that's Columbia.
Yeah, so you're talking about conspiracy that already exists, though. I'm talking about something new, something I could plausibly get someone to believe. Because, don't get me wrong, man. I am all about a good conspiracy theory. We've talked how many times? And I believe about half of them have some teeth. I really do. But some of them are just like, really, man? Like,
you know what I want to find?
Even if it were true, who cares?
I want to find that thing. It's like the conspiracy iceberg. Have you guys seen that thing?
I think so, floating around the internet.
Yeah. I got to get a picture of that because that would be a cool thing to look at too.
Yeah, why not? Well, the entire term conspiracy theory came out of the Warren Commission after JFK was killed.
Someone also said it was something that they did when Lincoln was assassinated.
I don't think they said the words conspiracy theory, though. That actual term was coined after the Warren Commission.
Well, they were conspirators.
And they were like, and they looked at the video, and I mean, even when I saw the video for the first time when I was a teenager, I was like, wait a minute. No. Your brains don't blow back when you get shot in the back of the neck.
Yeah.
They shot him from the front. His body, Secret Service shot him from the front.
So even as a know-nothing kid, I looked at that footage and went, what? No.
I for years, I didn't see that footage.
Yeah.
I didn't see that footage for years, but when in 2002, when I bought the Behold a Pale Horse book, I read about it there, and I was like, no way, dude. And what he said in the book was what happened, man. It was crazy.
Rewatch that video. Rewatch it.
I have.
That's why his wife, Jackie, was trying to get the fuck out of the car.
I remember they said, "Oh, she's trying to get pieces of his head back."
No,
Trying to run away. That's what they told us when we were little kids.
They killed him because he wanted to do away with the CIA, and he would not allow military to invade Cuba.
He also wanted to go back to the gold standard.
Yep.
Didn't it also have to do with something about Israel too?
Probably.
And Vietnam too. They want us in CIA, want us in Vietnam. He said, "Fuck no."
Yeah. I mean, it had to do with war. It always has to do with like war.
Yeah.
But yeah, where do you think the money's made?
And war.
I mean, you can tax your citizens into oblivion, and you won't make a tenth of what a good war will get you.
Yep.
Isn't that sad? It's so sad. My God.
And also, Nick, look up Operation Fishbowl. You'll get a kick out of this one.
I might have heard of that, but I'll write it down because I don't quite remember.
Just look it up and see for yourself. Yeah.
Don't get mad what you see initially. Just read it.
Yeah.
I've never read it, but I think I know what you're talking about.
There's a video on it too. So I don't have that video, but Operation Fishbowl, I'm telling you.
All right, don't ruin it for me. I wrote it down.
Well, you know what got me interested in the topic of the flat Earth was I've still not stopped. I looked into it, but I don't look into it all the time. There was this guy on YouTube, and he had this thing called Flat Earth Clues.
Flat Earth what?
Flat Earth Clues.
Clues, okay.
Yeah, and it was like a bunch of videos, and I just watched the whole thing one day when I was stationed in DC because I was in fucking Maryland. I was in my barracks room watching that shit, right? That was a pretty interesting thing. Of course, I was getting drunk by that time too, but it was interesting because he had pointed out things that I've thought of, but I've never pieced together. And that guy made it interesting. And then after that, I kind of stopped looking into it. But then sailors on my boat would ask me about that stuff. And I said, well, I don't know yet. Let's look into it together. And we would when we had a chance.
Gosh.
And Celia goes, yes, the gold standard, we were ready to reevaluate the money, and they took them out.
Yep.
Yeah. They probably would. Probably did. I have no doubt. You know. Well,
This kind of debates I like to have right here, I'm telling you.
Well, the gold standard, man, it's really bad for the banking cartels because with the gold standard, either you have money or you don't.
Exactly.
I mean, maybe you could do that a little bit with credit, but I mean, other than that, you know, either you have money or you don't. You know, and you can't on the gold standard, you can't print money and then, you know, charge money to lend that money that you just printed out of nowhere. Like that whole racket couldn't exist without the gold standard. So, or with the gold standard, I should say. Sorry. And that's, I think it's antithetical to the mindset of the modern world, you know, and I'm guilty of it too, man. I got credit cards, you know, it's like, I can't afford this right now, but I kind of can't I? I just got
it's so freaking dangerous.
Yeah,
it is. Like,
and now we're doing it on a global scale.
Yeah. No, and it's bad.
I've got 3 credit cards, and I keep them. They keep wanting to give me more, you know, credit or whatever, and I keep turning it down. And I keep them at $500. I never use them. Yep. I just have them for available credit, so it'll help my credit score.
I have 2 credit cards that I use mostly for gas and groceries, and I pay off more than, I mean, like significantly more than the minimum. But I do the same thing as you. I always keep a couple $100 on them, just to have a couple of revolving accounts. That way, my credit rating doesn't go down.
Well, I'm just stupid.
It's a stupid game that I hate playing, but the credit rating is fucking the way the world runs now. I don't have a choice.
Well, with all the madness that was going on, me and my wife had sat down and talked about it, and I said, let's come up with a plan on how fast I want to pay everything off and get us out of debt.
Yeah,
like it's within our reach, and I've been working towards it, but you know, something happened like with the house, unfortunately. So I have to fork money over for that because it's not going to be all covered by insurance.
Right.
But I'm working towards, like, I take one thing that I know I can get, and it's usually the one with the highest interest, and I power pay that shit until I get rid of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then when it comes to like house payments and shit like that, I pay the minimum. And when that gets processed, I'll throw a couple $100 more on it.
and get rid of a couple $100 more of the principal.
Yeah, that brings
See,
me
my
back.
house payment.
Pay that shit off quicker that way. That's what I'm trying to do right now.
See, my mortgage company, I can actually on the website or the app, I can actually. It has an option for minimum payment, other amount, and then minimum payment plus added principal. So you can actually pay more, and it will pay towards the principal instead of interest on it.
Good. That's a smart way to go if you can.
Yep.
Because I was like, man, I'm like, I want to be done with everything by the time that I'm like 53, 54 years old. No, I'm giving myself some time to do it right. And it's just, I'm trying to do that so that when I do have everything paid off, I'll have enough money saved. I can remodel the house and make it worth even more money. You know what I mean? And
Dude,
do
if
it
I would have, if I would have sold my old house, an hour north of here, if I would not moved to Boonville, I would have had a house of 6 acres fully paid off, free and clear.
I'm a loser who still rents.
No,
You still rent?
Yeah.
Damn.
Why?
Just the way that the way things went, man. The way my wages went versus inflation versus cost of living over here.
Gotcha.
Never got to the point where I could, save up for a down payment and get a house. It was always just kind of 2 steps out of my reach.
Do you always want to live in Washington?
That's a really long conversation, man. I do. I like where I live better than I've liked anywhere I've lived. But at the same time, I don't want to be taxed to death and have the government at my ass either. So it's like,
I mean, what state would you move to ideally if you could? That would be beneficial for you.
Well, there's a couple places we talked about, but the problem is, man, the skill set that I have is a really local one, and I don't think it would translate well to a different place. But I've been to Tennessee to visit a friend. I really like Tennessee. I definitely wouldn't hate Idaho. And my brother-in-law, sister-in-law, they live in Montana. But in the next 3 to 5 years, they're thinking about moving down to Wyoming because she might have an offer to run an office for her company down there. And he's got a skill set he can take anywhere. He's an industrial electrician, so he can go anywhere.
What's your skill set that's local? It's just what, certain planes?
Boeing. I know how to build airplanes. I know how to read schematics. I know how to rivet. I know how to, seal, torque, I can do pre-flight, checks, things like that. I mean, I can do a lot of shit. It's just that finding a place that would have most of those skills translate, because if I can bring only 1 or 2 of those skills to a place, I'm not going to get the kind of pay I get here.
Mm-hmm.
Not even adjusted for the local cost of living. I'd have to find a place where a good 75% of my skills would come into play. And aside from where I'm at, in the places that I want to live, it just doesn't exist.
Where else is Boeing at? I know Boeing.
St. Louis. St. Louis.
I thought about St. Louis, but then I'd have to live in St. Louis.
Now, I actually know you wouldn't. You could go away from St. Louis, out in the country.
Let me rephrase. I could work in St. Louis, but then I'd have to live in Missouri.
Tell you, Missouri ain't bad to live. I'm telling you. You get away from the cities.
No, I've heard it's nice out in the sticks. Yeah.
Yep.
And I've considered that. I've considered that because down there they make F-15s, they make drones, they make all sorts of shit.
Yep. But the problem with St. Louis is they're always on fucking strike. Seems like.
I just got off a strike this last year.
Oh, so you guys doing the same thing St. Louis does then?
We went like 6. How long did we go? We went like 16 years without a strike. We kept doing contract extensions.
Yep.
And this time around, last year, the contract finally ran out, and they were doing us dirty, so we went on strike for about 3 months. So it was a neat little vacation. Went out, pick it in, swap stories by the burn barrel. It was fun.
Yep.
We got about 3/4 of what we wanted. We didn't get everything. We figured we'd take our win and save it for the next time.
Yeah, you're not going to get everything. That's the thing in negotiations.
Well, the thing is, over the 16 years since last we struck, we gave up so much with all those contract extensions.
Yeah.
you're not gonna get it all back in one fell swoop.
Well, you're never gonna get a lot of shit. You'll never get back once you give it up. That's done.
Hey, real quick. Let's shout out to the people to the people that are talking to us right now.
Indeed.
Yeah, we did earlier. Celia, Melissa, hell yeah.
Yeah, it's Cecilia Janicek.
Janacek.
I don't know if I butchered your name. I'm sorry if I did. Thank you for watching.
I think the way it's spelled would be
Swins.
Janacek.
Thank you.
Rocky,
I'm
you're
right.
behind 8 Ball, brother, on this one.
Okay, well, I don't remember you guys. I don't remember anyone saying, "Hey, thank you for talking to us."
Put your hearing aids in, old fucker.
Huh?
Put your hearing aids in, you son of a bitch.
I can't hear you. What?
You need hearing aids. I'm telling you.
You have chocolate. I love chocolate.
You're in luck. My sister-in-law, she works for a company that does hearing aids. Hearing aids, their specialty.
Cool.
You just gotta drive to Billings.
Shit, I got Rocky. You go to the VA and get them and say, "Hey, you got $10. You might have to fight for it, but you'll get them." I got them through the VA.
Oh, well, when the time.
I just don't fucking worry about it.
I want to look like the guy from Empire Strikes Back.
Oh, the wraparound thingy where you
I thought that was cool. That dude was such a
Well,
fucking odd character.
They won't do the cochlea implant unless you got severe hearing loss. They will not do that.
Okay, Cecilia says it's pronounced both ways. Thank you.
Yep.
That's funny. Oh, sorry guys. I'm like back and forth. I just got done eating and finishing up dinner and everything.
You're always fucking pacing, so come on.
Well, I'm always pacing, but I was actually cooking and eating, so it's like.
What'd you make?
I'll tell you what, that shit was delicious though.
What'd you make, Thumb?
Pad Gras Pow. It's Thai. It's ground chicken.
Oh yeah, you told us about that.
With a sauce that
Yeah.
you make with fish sauce, oyster sauce, soy sauce, a little bit of sesame oil, a little bit of water, and then it calls for sugar, but I use my agave. And then you mix that up, and then you cook the ground chicken almost crispy.
Yeah.
Put your sauce in it, and then cook it down. It's got onion and garlic in it as well. And then I use a jasmine rice. I put some basil and lime in with the rice with chicken broth, and then made the rice that way after washing it. And then I take lettuce and I line the bowl with lettuce, and then put the rice in, and then the pad gras pao on top. And then I used gochujang sauce, which is a chili paste, Korean
Korean
on
chili paste,
the Thai food. But it was good. Yeah, amazing.
You
I love
ever had duck bulgogi?
bulgogi?
Yeah, a duck bulgogi.
I haven't had that one. I make beef bulgogi.
Yeah, so duck bulgogi. I think duck bulgogi. It's a rice pasta. It's like a little rice ravioli, but there's nothing in it. And it's
That's
just,
different. Yeah, no, I
and it's
haven't had
that with gochujang, the pepper paste.
Huh. Okay.
So freaking good.
See, I use the gochujang in my kimchi.
Yeah.
I mix it in with that too. And then the Korean pepper fine powder that they have.
Mm.
And then my other stuff in it. So yeah, it's well, I mean, my son is on his second serving right now of dinner, and I do a fried egg on top of it too. You do a fried egg with runny yolk. You break that over everything, and then you eat it. It's so good. Definitely a meal that will fill you up, and it's super healthy, packed with protein too. Because the ground chicken is,
Sure.
it's like 20. I think it's like 20 grams serving of protein with just the chicken alone.
Oh, wow.
Once again, it's about that chicken.
Chicken.
Some chickeny chicken.
Yep.
Oh my god, you guys.
And speaking of remember how last time we talked about Albert Bird, right? Here's a video of him being interviewed back there in the 50s, I think it was.
Remember, we got to say we don't own the rights to any of this stuff. We're just showing this as examples.
We're not. They ain't gonna hit us on this shit, Rocky. Come on.
They won't.
Not these. We've been sharing these since the start. They didn't hit us on these.
Okay.
It's when we hit fucking play music. Goddamn, that's what they hit us on.
That's stupid music. Yeah. I watch this has music in it.
Our very distinguished guest for this evening is Admiral Richard E. Byrd.
Admiral Byrd, you've been to both the North Pole and the South Pole. Is there any unexplored land left on this Earth that might appeal to adventurous young Americans?
Yes, there is. And not up around the North Pole, because it's getting crowded up there now, because they find out it's really usable, not only to live in, but militarily. But strangely enough, there's left in the world today an area as big as the United States that's never been seen by a human being. And that's beyond the pole on the other side of the South Pole from Middle America. And I think it's quite astonishing that there should be an area as big as that unexplored.
That's a tremendous
So there's a lot of adventure left down at the bottom of the world.
Well, Admiral, do you hope to see that?
I do.
A gyroscope is an incredible precision in.
Got a wheel mounted inside.
That was coming from Admiral Byrd right there, one who has explored both fucking places.
I think that he was talking so much they killed him.
No, he died of old age, but he was told not to fucking go with this shit too.
Don't
Now,
do it.
He made it dire. His journal, his son, when he died.
Oh,
his son got the journal.
What it was his son killed? His son was killed?
Yes, because his son was going to publish the journal.
Yeah, that's what it was. My mistake. Now I remember.
Because the North Pole, Admiral Byrd even said that there's an entrance in the North Pole to another realm.
I think
that we do not know about.
I think that's where he met the master. Or
yes,
something.
yes.
And I think that master, that's probably Satan.
Well, and he said, the master said, "You leave us the fuck alone. You say that because our technology is way more advanced than you all is."
Yeah.
And think about it too. You see all these UAPs, right? Going into like Mount Shasta, right? Dive into the ocean. You know, that can't be explained.
Well, dude,
there's other bases around.
Yeah,
bases in the mountains, all that shit.
Well, dude, there's reports from there's a guy named Timothy Alvarino, and he talks about it. He says that there's Pleiadian aliens that live in the mountains in the Andes.
Yes.
You know, like they have an underground base, which the Pleiadians live at. Like this is so crazy. I think he said it on Blurry Creatures episode. I can't remember which one, but yeah, they talk about some interesting stuff on those podcasts.
See, that's the thing that pisses.
Forgive me if I'm skeptical.
Huh?
I said, forgive me if I'm skeptical on that one.
Well, I mean, this guy talks about like that and giants and everything like that, and he's talks about there's all kinds of stories about giants in South America.
Well, I'm on
giants
board.
are real.
Yeah,
like,
I'm on
giants
board.
were fucking real.
I have the book on it, right? I have the book on it.
Oh, I have no doubt.
It taught like, dude, there was Timothy Alvarino was part of it. It was a series with him and Steve Quayle and Tom Horn before Tom Horn passed away. And they were talking about giants and all kinds of stuff and how, you know, they were cannibals and all this other stuff. And they were talking about how there were giants that came to South America. They were like 18 feet tall and they were all dudes and they came on canoes and they couldn't pinpoint a year, but I'm almost sure it was around 722 BC or earlier when Joshua was killing the giants going into the promised land right after Moses died. And they were not able to procreate, right? And so what they did was they tried to take some tribal women and have kids with them, and they ended up killing the women. So they started committing sodomy on themselves. And all of a sudden, the people were watching this. They said someone came out in a white robe and pointed at them like that and struck them with lightning and burned their bodies just to the bones that existed to that day. And that was written in like the 1500s in like Peru or someplace like that. It's crazy. The stories that are out there. And there's a bunch of stories in America and all over the place. Anyways, sorry.
Which America is the old Egypt.
Well, it's weird because, you know, we're having a difficult time finding a lot of those larger monolithic, or, you know, megalithic structures in, America, right? They got them in Egypt. They got them in the Southeast Asia. They got them down in South America, Mexico. Having a hard time finding them here, though. But I think it's kind of funny because in North America, we've dug up all sorts of giant skeletons. We got stories from the Hopi Indian about the giants they've, had to endure their cannibalism and their attacks, and the ones that went to the cave and they smoked them and killed them. Yep. So we got a lot of pretty verifiable. I mean, we've dug up the skeletons here. We have giants and shit. I just think it's kind of weird that in North America, we're having a real hard time finding actual evidence of megalithic structure. But here's also something that's funny. You all know about the Missoula flood?
Yep.
Yeah. So the Missoula flood literally took out everything. When that glacier broke and all that water came through, it destroyed everything from Missoula, Montana, all the way through to, up to the mountains of Western Washington. So whatever was there before, it ain't going to be there after that flood. So there could have been a whole bunch of shit between, Missoula and Seattle up in the Pacific Northwest and all that land that just got washed away. We have no way of knowing. We will never know.
There's some credence to what you're saying, and that goes along with a lot of people theorize now that the Grand Canyon was a place where those places were. Like
that's not just theory. That's been fucking proven, and that's why it's a no-fly zone nowadays.
So the Grand Canyon is where you have a lot of that stuff.
Yes, and the Smithsonian is a part of that too. But you all look at structures, look up down the Mississippi. There's fucking pyramids up and down the Mississippi.
Well, the crazy part is like Mississippi and all those places, they have certain names that are Egyptian.
Yes, you got Memphis, you got Cairo, Illinois. Cairo, Illinois.
Yeah, like it's
Memphis, Tennessee.
So it's weird because like I'm trying to figure out like,
what are you laughing about?
Me?
No, Thumper.
I'm laughing at him getting all worked up. Oh,
this is I'm not getting all worked up.
No, I'm talking about you.
I'm not getting all worked up. You're getting all worked up.
No, but I'm saying this is fun right here.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's odd because a lot of that stuff is coming through, and then like there's some kind of rock wall that I don't know. It's pretty big, and it was found in Texas. Like it was a whole other city underneath, it's buried.
Dude, that's everywhere, man. Look at Chicago, Seattle, St. Louis.
Yeah, the obvious thing is what people started talking about, and that I only remember this back in 2018, the Tartarian flood or the mud flood or the stuff like that, right?
Keep hearing about that.
Yeah, well, it's fucking interesting.
They excavate they excavate around buildings that have basement windows, and they weren't basement windows; they were windows.
Yeah, and something flooded that place, right? And then that's how a lot of people are trying to connect the Cabbage Patch Kids to that.
Well, look at New York City too.
Well, hold on. You really lost me there with the Cabbage Patch Kids thing. You have to explain this to me.
Okay, so we know Cabbage Patch Kids, right?
Yeah, parents to kill each other.
Apparently, Cabbage Patch Kids was like a thing during the World Fairs, sometime after the Civil War. And some people that are conspiracy theorists think that there was a great cataclysm or a great reset that happened. And all of a sudden, there were a bunch of orphans because people were either put in insane asylums or killed. And those kids ended up being the people that were on the orphan trains, but there were also fairs where they had babies in incubators, but no parents anywhere, which some people may think that cloning was going on back then in the 1800s or 1890s. I don't fucking know. It's like fucking Frankenstein and Dracula and all the science fiction fucking novels that we've heard coming to life just by someone talking about that crap happening. So I don't know. Because like your
1890 seems a bit late for that, though.
No, well, I mean that's the Victorian era.
Yeah,
like Frankenstein would take place in that time, right?
Well, yeah, but if you're talking about this sort of stuff going on, back in the days of Noah and stuff, I'd buy that, but after this great reset, if we reset it, we wouldn't have had that technology yet. I'm not saying it never happened. I'm just saying the 1800s seems a bit late for that.
I know that's why it fucking seems so odd.
You know.
But I mean, you guys.
I'm a believer in a lot of shit, but I'm also a skeptic too. So
Well, I mean, it's something we should look at because that's like an interesting fucking topic in itself. Because all these topics they intertwine and interconnect in one way or another. They're always interconnected. There's always some kind of connection to some other conspiracy, some other scenario that's going on.
Yeah,
it's really fucking bizarre. It's really bizarre.
It all falls under the aegis of shit they don't want you to know about.
The things that make you go,
Yeah.
Well, anyways, boys, we've been on for about 2 hours. Do you think we should end it?
I'm fucking hungry, ain't you, motherfucker?
Hey, Cecilia said something about the Devil's Triangle. We'll look into that too.
Well, that means something else where I'm from.
Well, there's
that's my world.
They also call it Eiffel Tower.
That's the Bermuda Triangle, people. That's what that is.
The what?
Bermuda Triangle.
Yeah, but there's also a Bermuda Triangle-like thing in Japan.
There's also one.
We need to talk about 33 degrees on the Earth and what places are in other parts of the world that important incidents have happened before.
Well, there's a Devil's Triangle out in Washington and Seattle, and it's a adult entertainment club.
Of course, you would find that one.
Of course, you will.
It's closed right now. It opens at 6 p.m. By the way.
Well, you can buy the videos from fucking CD Universe. Come on now.
Oh shit!
We should have this Cecilia come on with us. She won.
Now, I don't know Cecilia. Does anybody know her IRL?
She's friends with Melissa.
And Melissa's friends with you.
Yes.
Okay, so both of these people are
connected to me. Yeah.
All right.
Are they eating sushi?
Huh?
Watching us? They eat sushi while they're watching us?
Oh, I don't know. She did say that. That's funny.
All right, Rocky, if you want to end it, let's go ahead and end it because we know you're getting hungry.
Oh, no. I mean, if you guys want to keep going, you can. I'm like, do you want to keep going?
We know Rocky's going to have a heart attack if he doesn't eat again soon.
Well, I'm trying. I'm trying to.
Come on, wedding singer.
I told you I'm trying to have discipline.
I thought we were sandalering today.
I lack a discipline.
You lack a discipline.
You lack a discipline.
Stan's dad lacks a discipline.
Remember when they did "You're the best around"? No one's ever gonna get you now.
I thought this was America. Are we in America? I thought this was America.
It's like fucking Rocky Balboa. Oh man, it's fucking great. I love that shit. I love that shit, man. It's fucking hilarious.
Oh.
All right. Let me fix the audio and then we'll knock off. And hey, ladies, thank you for watching us. We appreciate it.
Indeed.
Hell yeah.
The fact that our only 2 watchers this evening were women was interesting given our usual subject matter.
Actually, no, we've had up to 7 people watch us today. So
wow.
Yeah. Yep.
You got a baby too.
Fifers departing.
But you also got to remember too, though, we have more people watching us overseas than we do in America.
I'll take it.
Yep.
That's interesting.
Yep. All right.